Hello, salespersons of all makes, models, and brands. My name is Chance, and thank you so much for tuning into the third episode of the sales process over here at the Sales Bible. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the coveted manager turnover. Please do not skip this step, no matter how tempting it is. It makes things a lot easier in the long run, so do your best to remember it. The estimated time for this is also only about 1 to 5 minutes, and if you swing it right, it actually earns itself back tenfold come the later stages. Without further ado, let's take a look at the process and break it down just a little bit. So by this point, you've already done the needs analysis. You already have that guest sheet filled out and you're already good to go. Now you're on your way to your manager. So you go to your manager, explain the information you've collected during the needs analysis, and listen to what they have to say. Afterwards, they'll help you confirm a unit and come out with you to help facilitate the introduction to the customer. All you have to say is essentially, "Hey Lisa, I just wanted to take a moment to introduce you to my manager. We feel like we have the perfect vehicle for you." And then your manager will give them their spiel that they typically give about just about every sales guy. So it'll be generic, but it works. They'll usually just say, "Hey, my name's Stan. I'm the one that's going to make you happy with the numbers. I know you're in good hands with Chance. He's going to take care of you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either one of us." And he might hand her his card at this point, might not, but that's usually how I've seen it done. And then after he's done, you're going to turn to him and you say, "Thank you so much, Stan. I really appreciate it." And then you turn back to Lisa and you say, "I'm just going to pull the vehicle around. If you could have your license and registration for when I get back, I'd really appreciate it." To which she'll respond, "Sure thing, Chance." Usually customers are fine with this process. It's nothing too far out of the ordinary, and it gets them used to another person they're going to be dealing with in advance. Now let's get into some tips. Tip number 1, make sure they have a drink. In the first video we did in this series, I taught you a trick to make sure how they have a drink, regardless if it's just water, coffee, tea, doesn't matter. You're going to want to make sure that drink's topped up though. It'll really help you transition into step 4, especially if it takes you a while to find a vehicle. You're also going to want to move quick during this step. Managers are very busy people, customers are very busy as well, so do your best to move as quick as you can, but still don't skip anything important. Tip 3, keep quiet while your manager's talking. If they want you to speak, they'll tell you to speak. Don't cut your manager off. They don't like it. It feels weird and awkward, and it kind of looks bad in the customer's eyes as well. So just stay quiet. It'll work out just fine. They've been doing it for probably a lot longer than you've been a salesperson. So just trust in them, trust in the process, and you'll do fine. Now, the main reason why this is such an important step that I see a lot of people overlook is simply the fact that it gets them used to one more face. And the manager seems like an actual person at this point versus just someone to negotiate numbers with. In addition to that, it's also a good idea for the manager to meet the customer during those early stages. Managers have this weird sense when it comes to people, and typically you want to trust their intuition quite a bit. So that just gives them a good opportunity to get a read on a person. Not to mention, and this is something that I haven't seen anyone talk about, it makes the customer feel like they're being taken seriously, and that is ultimately what everyone wants. So without further ado, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I hope you got some value out of it. I hope you'll have a wonderful day, and as always, happy selling.